Hey guys, it's Sandro here, and welcome to part 4 and the final chapter of the 100-hour detail on this Nissan Skyline R32 V-spec 2 GTR. I hope you guys have seen the first 3 videos in this series, as I'm going to jump straight into this one by firstly coating the vehicle's glass, and for this I'm using NV's Nova Glass coating. Now, most quality glass or windscreen coatings tend to have an increased ability to resist wear caused by the wiper blades running over the glass, as well as wiper chatter or friction. And those are actually the 2 main reasons why most ceramic paint coatings don't work quite as well on windscreens. You'll also find that in general, these glass coatings have a slightly different chemistry and application, most obvious of which is their extremely rapid flashing times and their slightly stickier or more stubborn wipe-offs. Now, on the front windscreen, which definitely takes a lot more punishment than the rest of the glass, it's extremely advisable to add a minimum of 2 but ideally 3 layers of the coating, and as it flashes instantly, what I've personally found is that it's best to apply it consecutively over itself in each section for the best outcome and results. And depending on what your environment and ambient temperature is, you should also wipe or level it down with your microfiber cloths within a minute or so after you've applied it. Now, what I've also found is that if I apply 2 to 3 layers on the front windscreen and just 1 layer on all the other glass, the coating tends to wear quite evenly down the track, as the side and rear glass just doesn't get as much abuse. Apart from that, the glass coating also tends to cure about twice as fast as most paint coatings, so within 6 to 12 hours you'll be fine to use the car, and within 2 to 3 days the glass coating should be fully cured. And the greatest benefit of all is that if you have correctly prepared the glass and applied a quality coating with a good technique, it should last 1 to 2 years with fantastic performance, meaning that in many cases while driving in the rain you won't even need to use your wiper blades, as the rain tends to rapidly shoot off the glass due to the coating's extreme hydrophobic behavior. Next was applying Nova Pro as the paint's protective coating. Now, with so much work going into restoring this GTR's finish, it's really important to try and ensure that it's well protected for many more years to come with a harder, less scratch prone and more UV resistant ceramic coating. But the other great advantage of applying a quality coating is that it's also going to make the upkeep of the vehicle so much easier to maintain for the owner due to the coating's self-cleaning behavior. Now, as far as application goes, Nova Pro is a fairly quick flashing and curing coating. So in my particular environment, I found that after approximately 2 to 3 minutes, the coating was flashing as a sign that it was ready to be wiped or leveled down, also meaning that with a little spring in my step, I was also able to apply it to 2 to 3 sections at a time before coming back and wiping it down to a perfect streak-free finish. It took me approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours to coat the entire vehicle, at which point I immediately began applying a second layer of the coating, which in average weather conditions is usually a perfect time frame for that additional layer of Nova Pro. Now, in most cases, white paint is quite a difficult shade of colour to really make it pop, but I have to say that after all the dozens of hours spent correcting and enhancing the paint, together with the layers of the ceramic coating as the final stage of protection, the paint just took on an amazing glass look finish that in all honesty was far better than I ever anticipated based on what this car was like on day one and all the restrictions that I had to overcome. Now as I finish up coding this amazing Nissan Skyline R32, I'm just going to try and sum up this whole 100-hour detailing journey. First and foremost, this was without a doubt the most challenging job I've ever had to date. And to be brutally honest, it was one heck of a physically and mentally taxing experience. It's one thing to have a car in an extremely bad state, but it's an entirely more daunting experience when you know it's such a fine line between achieving a high-end result and the disaster that awaits if you go too far and burn through the minimal paint you have available to work with. Secondly, I know that 100 hours seems like a lot of time, and it actually is, but I could have easily found another 100 hours worth of work to put in this car if I wanted to. As on some of my own cars, I've put close to 1,000 hours of labour detailing them bit by bit in the past. Thirdly, this car actually wasn't booked in for a 100-hour detailing job. What actually happened on the day that I started this job was that my next booking had to reschedule, so I was left with an extra week free before the next car came in. And being that I was unable to get another car in on such short notice, I decided to put that whole extra week into this car rather than just twiddling my thumbs for a week. Fourthly, I want to give a big thank you to Matt, the car's owner, who I know will be watching, for putting his trust in me with his prized possession and giving me the opportunity to work on this amazing and iconic car, as well as his thanks and appreciation, which in the end made all the extra time and work that went into it all worth the while just seeing his reaction. And lastly, although I realise that in certain areas the paint isn't a perfect showroom finish, I will say however that it is just about the most extreme transformation from start to finish that I've ever managed to produce. But I'd also love to hear your thoughts and what you think. I'll end this video by saying that although I realise that I'll never please everyone no matter how hard I try to make these videos as good as I possibly can, I really appreciate all the amazing and overwhelming support that you guys have given me throughout my short time as a YouTube creator, and I really hope to continue improving the quality and content of these videos for as long as you guys enjoy watching them. I'll leave you with the final shots of this stunning Nissan Skyline R32 V-spec 2 GTR. And as always, please share this video, like, comment and subscribe to this channel to show your support for this content, and I'll see you guys soon.
Oh wow. Oh jeez. Wow. That is very impressive. The glass is good too. Wheels come up good too. That is amazing. Looks fantastic. Yeah, I can't believe how glossy it is. Unbelievable. I can't believe the gloss like yeah. It looks really good to me. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, no, look, absolutely.
My eyes are wide open. I see you clear. My toes touch the same floor our world has been shaking on. Oh, what's your soul saying?